Very good evening from a chilly Johannesburg. It's Friday night. It's that time of the day. With me to this side, see us off, and with a very, very special guest. A very good evening to you. Kevin Moody, former Durban City player. We're going to have a nice chat about what he's doing, the club that he's the chairman of, and just look a bit of it about his history. Kevin, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Zeca. Appreciate being here. Thank you.
Listen, it's a privilege talking to Kevin Moody, by the way. You don't even realize it, but I used to watch the games when we were kids, and Durban City was always up there. That's where you started your career. Just give us a bit of background about your football career.
So I started playing when I was 4.5 as a kid, and then obviously played amateur football all the way through in Durban. Like all of us in those days, we all had to go to the army. I finished my 2-year stint, and I went to Durban City, where they signed me. Clive Barker was the coach, Butch Webster was the manager, and I went there. I got there in '81, and it was the start of good things to come with regards to Durban City. The first season was I think it was 19 playing in there, and it was really good.
Already, eh?
Yeah, 19.
I mean, 19-year-olds can say that nowadays.
Yeah,
Eh?
you'll know that better than me.
Yeah.
But so I went there, played at 19, and then in 1982 and 83, we ended up winning the league. As in those days, which was classified as just a white side.
Yes.
We had Rodney Charles, a coloured gentleman who played for us, top player, and Moffat Zuma, may he rest in peace, top player for us as well. And we went to, it was a hell of an experience because it was a culture wake up for all of us, and it was brilliant. It was so good because we were playing in the townships, learning about other cultures, and it was really exciting for me, having come from a sort of dictated background, so to speak. And it was very, very good. And in 82, 83, as I mentioned, we did win the league. 84, we ended up losing the league on goal difference.
Wow.
To win it 3 years in a row. We played Morocco Swallows at George Goch, and there was a tackle outside the box about 4 yards, but a penalty was given, so we accepted it, and we ended up drawing. We lost on goal difference. Chiefs won the league. We finished third all on the same points with Swallows.
But I mean, let's look at Durban City. I recall those days. Why were you guys so powerful in football? Durban City was always up there. What was the reason?
Sure, look, I think at the end of the day, a lot's got to be given credit to Clive Barker, top coach, top motivator, everything. His history speaks for itself. Wonderful human being as well. And I think the other side of the coin as well is that Butch Webster was the manager. And he also came from an ex-professional background. I think it was Florida. But most importantly, we were organised. We were very organised. And, when we were training, it was full. Trainings were good, full up. And we had quite a lot of youth. So the exuberance of youth, as I said, I mean, we didn't really care who we played. We just went out and had a go. And fortunately for us, the majority of the side was very young. We did have a few experienced players there, like the Mark Tovies, Brian Belfors, and players like that. So, it was a good setup. And I think a lot of credit's got to be given to the management and the way the team was run.
Now, Durban City, you guys had Durban United, which was your opposition.
Yes.
But why was Natal in those days so powerful in football as well? Because you guys always came up with powerful teams. Yeah,
look, I think in those days as well, when Durban United was still around, actually, funny enough, when I was 15, I was playing for Durban United Reserves, as it stands. And they were always, they had top sides, and I mean, the crowds were always there. There was a lot of local boys, obviously, but there was also a lot of Europeans brought out, British, Portuguese, whatever. And, their quality enhanced the football. Hence, it was a really good product for the NFL in those days. And Natal, as you quite rightly point out, there was a lot of good youth football. Even on the amateur side, when the Natal Currie Cup side, they were always competing at the top, either Southerns, Western Province, or whatever it was. So, there was a good crop of youngsters coming through. Football was a massive sport in those days. It was a lot bigger than rugby was. Rugby was amateur.
Wow.
Soccer was bigger. And, you competed with all the other sports, surfing and everything else. Had been a coastal town. But, soccer was very strong.
So you were in the period where transitioning from NFL to NPSL.
Yes, correct. 100%. So
how was that transition?
Well, the NFL was obviously dying out. And they obviously, the powers that be had meetings, etc. And the NPSL was born. I think it was in 79, if I'm not mistaken. I played in 81. It was the right decision for everybody, because at the end of the day, it brought everybody together. So you had all the quality players from Chiefs, the teenage Glanders, the Ace and Selengues.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such an honor to play against players like that. Jomo Sono, just top draw. Nick Shishweni, I can go on and on and on. So, yeah, it was a good transition, we feel. We didn't play in the NFL, so to speak, but where we played in the NPSL, it was a culture wake-up, culture shock in the beginning, but for the better, obviously for the better.
And then from Durban City on loan.
Yes, I was at Durban City for 5 years, and then I got called to Joburg. Pirates wanted to sign me. I met with Mike Kenny, and then I went back to Durban, and there was a bit of a debate, but I was told that Pirates didn't want to pay the money for me, etc., etc., so you didn't know who to believe. So I just said, look, please can I go on loan? I went on loan to Amazulu, where Clive Barker was the coach, and I was there for 17 games. I scored 14 goals, so I had a really good time at Amazulu. It was a wonderful club. Two great memories. We played Kaizer Chiefs at Ellis Park, beat them 3-0, and 2 weeks later, funny enough, we played them again in the league at Kings Park, and we beat them 5-1. So it was really good. You don't beat Chiefs like that often. I mean, if you beat Chiefs, it's very close, and it's very rare that you did in those days. So it was great, yeah.
But Kevin, you were probably the only white player
At Amazulu?
at Amazulu.
Yeah, there was a few, but funny enough, a lot of the time that it was myself. Neil Tovey was there at the time.
Okay.
He also came. There was a couple other boys that were there, but there was few. There was about 5 or 6 of us maximum in the squad of about 30. But I was treated so well and like royalty, because when you're doing well there, I mean, the fans they love you, and it was magnificent.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the best memories I'll ever have in my life in football was when we did beat Chiefs 5-1, and not because in an arrogant point of view, but the fans afterwards. I mean, we had about 3,000 fans outside the hotel just singing and appreciating what we had done. So it was one of the best times of my life being at Amazulu.
The football was different in those days.
Yeah, big time. It was
Stadiums used to get full.
Stadiums were full. Wasn't as much television coverage. Salaries were magnificently high. Not.
Yeah, Coca-Cola the bigger on.
Yeah. 2 bar ones and a Coke, and it's yours.
Pre-match meal.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those days.
You weren't. If you got fined, it was they took away a bar one.
Yeah.
You know something.
No, but those are the days.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Where I think people still play for passion.
Well, and I worked in the day.
Yeah.
So I had a job at the bank.
Yeah.
So I worked in the day, and then I'd be at training at 4:30 and train for 2.5 hours, and then go back the next day, and we would train 4 days a week. And on numerous occasions when there was double headers, we would come and play Wits on a Friday night, stay over and play Chiefs on a Sunday.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it wasn't easy,
Yeah.
but there wasn't money in the game, and flights back up and down to Durban and back to Joburg was a lot more costly. So they decided, listen, let's put the players in a hotel for the night or the 2 nights, and then we'll fly back Sunday.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Made sense. And you survived.
Correct. Yeah, good.
No signs of training then. Just train.
No, just train.
Just train.
Just
yeah.
train. Just train and work hard.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then from Amazulu.
So Amazulu, my time finished there, and they wanted to sign me. Fortunately for me being in Johannesburg now, PG Rangers came in. There's Backos.
Oh, you had already moved to Joburg.
No. But I was ready to sign for Amazulu. Things didn't pan out accordingly, and then Rangers bought me. I came up to Joburg for 6 months. Didn't know anybody here, so I was on my own basically. And then I got a job up here as well. I was working.
Transfer?
No, new job.
New
So
job.
yeah, I wasn't working. I left my job, and then obviously came up here for the football, and then. But things didn't really go well for me or for Rangers, I think, from both sides, to be fair. So 6 months, that was probably the worst part of my football in terms of the football side. But unbelievable players that I played with, the Peter Buddies, Andy Sensik, rest in peace, Gary
Wow.
Matthews, top player, Julian Preen, Andrew Ramsden, really good players. Wellington Manyati was there as well from Chiefs. So he had come across Charlie Cleve, the keeper, Greg Jacoby.
Cleve, wow, you're talking about the names there,
Greg Jacoby, really, really some top players, and I've probably left numerous players out. So great guys welcomed me from Durban, welcomed me with open arms into the team. And Shane McGregor, top player, Derek Mills. So we had really top players on that side. And then Terry Payne put in an offer for me from Rangers. to Rangers, should I say, and I joined Wits, and I was there for the next 5 years. So yeah, I had a
Yeah.
really good spell at Wits as well. I enjoyed it.
That's the time I actually don't remember you by, funny enough. I
Yeah.
remember you through everything else.
Yeah.
And Wits was never in the picture.
Yeah.
Now, I played against Rangers a few times. The culture there was just a robust culture. Just
Rangers.
get stuck in, hard work.
Never say die.
Never say die.
Never say die.
Was it because of Mayfair area, or was it just the culture that was created?
I think it was their belief in themselves. There could have been players possibly that maybe not as skillful as maybe an Ace Selengwe or Teenage, but what they did do is they proved when talent doesn't work hard, hard work beats talent.
No, I used to admire them.
Hey, me too. I had an unbelievable respect for Rangers, and the Peter Buddies of the world in that. They go to war with you.
Yeah.
They were soldiers, those individuals.
You talk like that, but those are the teams, and you're a coach as well now, and the chairman of a club.
Yeah.
But I think your club, Randburg, has a bit of that culture. But we'll get to that just now.
Okay.
So then you went to Wits.
Yes.
How was that
Yeah.
transition? Because in those days, Wits was a student team.
Yeah.
How did you fit in there?
So there were some players that brought in from the UK as well. Obviously, Ronnie Schloss was the chairman. Raymond Heck, they were both BSL. He was the vice chairman at the time. It was a very good, smooth adjustment. Terry Payne welcomed me, top coach as well. I had a really great time at Wits. And I think the closest we got was second in the league the 1 year that I was with him. I think it was the second year I was there, or the first year. Can't recall. But a really good time and a good side. And we were probably one or two top sides in the country's nemesis. We might go and play other sides and do so well, but we played some of the top sides, and if we played Chief Soccer, they always struggled against us.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Where, and I watched a few of those games. First, it's.
Did they have TV in those days?
I used to go to Moore Park.
Okay, just checking.
I used to go to Moore Park. But I think in those days already. Listen,
no, they did.
I remember the first televised game
Yeah.
was Lusitano against Durban United for the Castle Cup final.
And can I come in there for a second?
Yes.
So I was at Durban United kids. I was on the reserve side as a 15-year-old, and I came by train all the way up to Rand Stadium as a young kid with another friend of mine and his parents. We travelled by train, and we came to watch at the Rand Stadium, and Lusitano won 1-0.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. Lawrence Chellan was still playing for Durban United.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I drove from Nigel, because we were staying in Nigel, and the Porters used to support Lusitano.
I think it was Bobby Fulun who scored.
I can't actually.
Bobby Fulun scored. Yeah, 1-0. Yeah. That won 1-0.
And the stadium was packed.
Yeah. Top.
Lusitano had a quality team.
Very good side.
I mean, it wasn't.
No,
it was
very good
quality
side.
team.
Very, very good team.
And it was the first televised game. I'll never forget that.
Jeez. Okay, so I didn't know that. So I've just learned something this morning. Tonight.
Yeah. So, and I used to, as a kid, I used to come from, you and I are similar age. I used to come and watch from Nigel Lusitano versus Highlands Park at Balfour Park.
Jeez.
Trevor Getty.
Wow. Yeah, remember Balfour Park before the shopping centre?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we used to play there as a cult afterwards.
Yeah.
But I used to travel from Nigel to watch these games.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's why when we talk about football now and Wits, I love the Wits Stadium.
Yes, lovely.
Nice
Cute,
and compact.
small, tidy.
It's nice and tidy.
Yeah.
The grass was
always immaculate.
perfect.
Always
Perfect.
immaculate. Yeah.
So how did you adjust? Most of the team was students.
There were a
in the
few
afternoon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we trained sort of late afternoon.
Yeah.
There were a few students in the side. If I'm not mistaken, Eric Kossoff, there was a few of the boys that were there.
Kossoff,
Yeah.
yes.
But generally speaking, it was probably a balance of students and players that were using it as their career, so to speak, And just to go back, you were talking about going to Balfour Park and things like that. I remember as a 9-year-old and 10-year-old waiting in the queue at Durban City, at Kingsmead, to go and sell programs for the Durban City's side and get my R1 for the day or 50 cents and a free hot dog because I was watching the game and I just wanted and I just wanted to see my heroes play.
Yeah.
So to get back to Wits, there were a few students in there. Yeah, definitely. But it sort of gravitated away from students initially. It sort of gravitated away to less students and more pro players, if you want to call it that.
I remember the time as well because I was there with Roger.
Yeah.
When Roger became head coach,
Roger
I was assistant
decided,
coach.
Yes.
And at that stage, they decided we got to go more professional.
Yes, correct.
The student combination doesn't work.
But a lovely setup at Wits, good
Organised.
facilities,
Yeah.
everything was done. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Proper. And what was the salary like in those days?
So if I can remember, I think I was on probably a large salary for me, 1,500 rand a month, which wasn't bad
not
in those
bad.
days. Wasn't bad.
You had your job,
Yeah, I was working the day,
play
plus that
football a little bit extra.
petrol money, going out money,
Yeah.
taking your girlfriend out money,
yeah.
whatever it is. You know, 1,500 plus bonuses, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think the bonuses, if I remember correctly, were I think 100 rand a win, something like that, 50 rand a draw, something along those
You guys
lines.
used to win frequently.
Yeah,
Extra
we
400
did it.
bucks.
400 rand.
All of a sudden
Yeah.
you had 2,000 rand.
I think
you could buy a car with those 2,000 rand. I remember.
correct, 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the money, that was decent money. Obviously, you know, when you join as well, the club would give you a certain amount of, as they call it, signing on fee.
Yes.
So you'd get a few grand for that or whatever they thought you were worth. And there was always negotiation. But the big part was, for me, was that you had to do all the negotiating yourself. There was no such thing as agents in those days, you know. And sometimes you would go to, like Durban City, when I was a kid, I just wanted to play. I didn't care about the money. It wasn't 100 rand a win or 50 rand. I think my salary at Durban City was 50 rand a month. And then I got 50 rand a win and 25 rand a draw. You got nothing for a loss. So, but I didn't care, Zeca. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
And that's what we did, because we were playing against the best other players in the country. You know, we played against, in my first year, I played against people like Martin Cohen. And, I mean, top play. Stuart Lilly. I mean, wow. Eugene Kleinans. Top players at Highlands. And I was a baby. And I was just like, geez, I used to watch these guys, and I'm in the same park as them, the same pitch.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Just
No,
lovely.
those days were different.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And then what made you go from that environment
Yes.
into an amateur environment, Randburg Football Club, which is normally these clubs are a headache. What made you go from that transition from professional to that?
So in my last season as a player, I was myself and Graham Boyle were assistant Terry as assistant coaches. And he spoke to me about staying on the following season. And there was just something inside of me that said, listen, I'd coached in under 9 people. There was a lady coaching at Randburg. And I knew somebody there. And they said, please come and help with a few drills and help this woman. She was coaching the under 8 Ds, 8D side. And I said, no problem. Let me go and help. And I went and helped. And I gave them a lot of sessions. And I went to watch a few games and things like that. And I started to enjoy it. And it was at nights when I wasn't training at Wits. And at the end of the season, I said, no, that's my calling. I've got to go and coach the kids. And I've been at Randburg for 34 years.
I know. Crazy.
35th year this year. So, yeah.
You know, you invited me there the other day to do a talk
Yes.
to your coaches.
Yes.
And I'd been at Randburg about 20 years ago. My son, we used to play at BCC.
Yes.
I was a chairman of BCC.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Jeez.
And we used to play Randburg. Randburg was the club.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
But through the years, there was just a decline in
Yes.
Randburg.
Yeah.
You guys are in an awkward spot, by the
Yes.
way. It's not like square, it's like
No.
at an angle.
The fields.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very awkward.
Yeah.
I think that the council must have just thought, okay, what can we do here? Give it to a football club.
If you play wide on the left, you might have to play uphill second half.
Yeah,
No.
very awkward.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, when you invited me and I went there, and I was pleasantly surprised
Thank
to
you.
the point where I went, wow, this is the benchmark, should be the benchmark for amateur football.
Yeah.
And as you know, amateur football is not in the greatest space at the moment.
Correct.
There's more bad clubs than good clubs, and some of the bad clubs are actually dying out. The dynamics have changed. Geographically, things are changing.
Yes.
But somehow you got it right at Randburg. And I want to give you credit for that.
Thank you.
Definitely, you and your committee.
Yes.
30 years at the club.
Yeah.
You've changed it around. The premises, facility looks great. Your tuck shop, everything. It's like you walk in there like there's TLC there.
Yes. Big time.
And I always say to people out there in the East, when clubs are run by footballers, there's a sensibility of pride.
Correct. Should always be.
Should be.
Yeah.
When clubs are run by, with respect to some of them, by accountants and lawyers and other
Parents that have never played the game.
Never played the game.
Yeah.
There's no. You can see the club's not driven that way.
Yeah.
The TLC is
Yeah.
not there. The care is not there. The facilities run down. The fields are pathetic.
Because they're playing in an environment, not the running, they're playing in an football environment where they're not used to. They might be architects, engineers, whatever, the top people in their own right in their jobs, which I would never be able to do. But there's there's a sense of pride and passion that you have to carry through to your club, to your team, to your players, to the parents, and a sense of belonging and culture. So that's what we've tried to get over the last few years.
But do you think because we, footballers, appreciate when you walk in and you see a proper field,
Yes,
when you see a decent change room,
yes.
do you think it stems from that? Because you've done exactly that.
I think so. I think at the end of the day, I think when people, there's always whispers of, where's money going to at clubs and things like that. I like people to walk into Randburg Football Club and say, like you just said, wow, this is a nice facility. This is really good. Yes, we can do one or two things, always trying to improve everywhere. That's standard. But when people walk in and they realize that this is the football club that's been looked after, they know where money's going. They're happy to pay their subs. They're happy to get involved with the club, try and find sponsors, try and do this. And when a sponsor comes and he sees a football club that's looking in good condition, and we're doing a great job with a lot of underprivileged children as well, by the way, and helping, they say, hey, hold on, this is where we want to put some money. Whether it's 5,000 Rand, 100 Rand, it doesn't matter. It all contributes. We had two parents kindly this year spend 100,000 Rand each on floodlights for us.
Wow.
I mean, that's
huge.
That's huge. That's
Because
two
the floodlights are everything. Because
Exactly.
you turn at night.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you'll recall the days where the floodlights were almost yellow, where you couldn't spot
correct.
the ball.
Yeah, correct.
Times
100%.
have moved on.
Yeah.
And you still get some clubs with that.
Yeah. So we've got LEDs now.
Wow.
And listen, we still got to probably, I'd say, put in another 6 or 9 over a period of time when we get money. But it's a massive, massive improvement, because in 2010 we were the only amateur football club that was awarded World Cup status training. So Denmark trained at our field, and there were sprinklers put in, and those floodlights were there since then, and they were really good. But obviously they're becoming null and void, so to speak, and whatever the case is. So we've got to go with the times, and the money goes in. Nobody gets, unfortunately, I wish it was, but nobody gets rich working at Randburg. You got to do it for the passion. You got to do it for the badge, and you have to do it for the kids. Number one priority of the children.
Yeah. And you were talking about sponsorships, and I know clubs complain they don't get sponsors.
Yeah,
But then at the same time, they've done nothing to attract sponsors.
sure.
And you've done exactly that.
Yeah,
I walk into your club, and if you came to me and said, listen, Zeca, I need 20,000 Rand to do this, I'm glad to say, Kevin, absolutely yes. Because I can see the value.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
They just want, but they're not prepared to do something in return.
Correct.
To create the conditions to attract sponsors.
Correct. Well, while we're on that, Zeca, we need 20 grand.
Okay, I'll try and find out. Oh, okay, let me see.
No,
We've still got another half an hour. Maybe I'll stretch something.
So just,
no, but that's
Jokes aside, it is, and we get parents that, I mean, there were 3 kids at the club in one age group that really couldn't afford to pay the subs. They genuinely couldn't. And we sort of keep giving them some food and meals and that, and they keep getting there, we're getting them transported. And the one parent within the age group settled their fees immediately. He just walked in and said, listen, does the club need money? And I said, well, we need these 3 youngsters to pay them straight away. So that's the sense of belonging that allows people that have got the money, that have the money, to say, hell, I could see the job they're doing. If they saw the facility was in a mess and we weren't doing whatever, he'd say, no, hold on a sec. The money's going somewhere else. They're well aware of what's happening. And we couldn't do it without the sponsors that we've got. We've got some really nice sponsors on board with us that don't give us millions of rands, but they're there for us when we need, and for that we're eternally grateful to those sponsors. Very big for us, and long may our relationship with them continue. And
I have no doubt it will, and I'll tell you why. Number one, you are a decent guy. That's no lie.
Thank you.
You have football at heart.
Always.
30 years at a club is proof of that. You have passion for the game and you have passion for the kids.
Yeah.
So when people see someone like you involved, there's not a fly by night, by the way.
Sure.
When you talk about Kevin Moody, you're talking about a person with character.
Thank you.
And that means a lot.
Sure.
So people get involved with someone like you.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when I look at Randburg, you guys are the benchmark. And I said it in the East.
Yes,
I'm from the East.
Yeah.
I was talking to the chairman of the Easterns League the other day, Bruce King.
Yes.
And I said, Bruce, I know there's other clubs in the East that maybe do it.
Yes.
But not many, because I know them all.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the sad part because the facilities are there.
Yeah. And the East has always been strong in football.
Always.
Power.
Power.
Power LFA.
But the guys should come and see what Randburg looks like. And we're talking about Randburg. I was also pleasantly surprised with the quality of your coaches.
Thank you. Yeah. Listen, there's a lot. So we've got especially in our GDL, we play in the Gauteng Development League. For those who don't know what GDL means, we've got some really highly qualified coaches. We've got Paul Abib, who's got an elite youth A license at the moment. He's now a TD. We've got a number of other coaches that have got CAF licenses, UEFA B licenses, UEFA C. So we keep looking to educate our coaches, and even the ones that are just starting the D licenses and they're starting. It's imperative they get that, and I'm glad that SAFA as well, to be fair, putting pressure on clubs to ensure that there's no fly-by-night. You're still going to get coaches that maybe don't enjoy it or whatever, but at the end of the day, those D licenses and C licenses, they carry forward, and that means that at least they're serious about something, and we're serious about having those coaches on board. We don't have any coaches at our club that have not got any form of license.
Yeah, I must tell you, I was surprised, pleasant again.
Yeah.
It always tells me when I walk into a place, a venue, and the coaches were properly dressed, by the way.
All in the Randburg gear.
All in the Randburg gear. That tells me something. There's a sense of pride there.
Yeah.
I did a chat the other day at a club, and I never tell them what to do.
Sure.
I just say we're having a talk, but it's to assess them, to see how they mentally, if they think they're like coaches or not. You know,
sure.
And so the guys arrived, and I'm like, "No, guys, are you going to a disco afterwards?" He arrived with all his gear.
All the gear.
Yeah, it's like he was fashionista.
Yeah, fashion.
I said, guys, it's a football talk shop.
Yeah.
It's a workshop for football. You've got to be footballers. You've got to be coaches.
Correct.
Your mindset is not ready, and you guys want to coach. What respect are you going to have when people are looking at you? And that's what I saw in your club.
Yeah.
When I walked in there, I'm like, wow. Firstly, you guys were on time.
Yes.
Which said a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. They're late, they don't come.
It was, I'm like,
we lock the gate.
Perfect.
They don't come.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Secondly, you were all dressed with a Randburg tracksuit.
Yeah.
That said something. It's about pride of being a coach and representing Randburg.
Yeah.
So if you have that sense of pride in the club, and you have someone like you that's a chairman that understands his dynamics, you can't go wrong. And you guys are proof of that.
Thank you. I think at the end of the day, it starts obviously at the top, and I can't do it without a lot of good people and people that have been there already, that have left, that have really set the foundation for me. And I can think of two people. Gordon Nadu is now chairman of the LFA, the local LFA, top guy, loves Randburg. He's a life member at Randburg, and he gave so much quality insight and running of the club at Randburg Football Club. And he was also very much part of getting us on the map with GDL, and when we had our link with Pirates as well. Arthur Brooks, another gentleman, came from Cape Town. He's also on the committee with me, runs the vets and the ladies. He's done an incredible job with the ladies. Arthur's been there for many, many years. So without them, there's another Brown Berry, Scorsy, Tabu. We can't do it without them. We can't do it. We can't do it without them. And I think if I'm going to expect coaches to arrive in their Randburg gear and be on time, I have to do it. Mm-hmm. So I have to set the example. I have to set the example of the minute punctuality. Unfortunately for me is a known. It's one of my veins in life of people being late. I can't. It's just one of my phobias, if you want to call it that. I hate it, and because I think it's disrespectful. I understand emergencies do happen, but we have to communicate. Let people know you're going to be late, and we're okay. I'm okay with that. Then I don't have an issue.
Yeah. And we're talking. I don't know if we should call it. Do you think we should call it amateur football or social football? Because sometimes it's a thin line between social.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I go to Portugal frequently.
Yes.
And I go to amateur clubs as well to see what they're doing. And those amateur clubs are better organized than some of our professional clubs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised at that.
Okay. Yeah. So amateur is the mindset.
Yeah.
It's got to do with we don't have the funds.
Yeah.
But we must still be organized.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I look at your clubs and I look at all of these clubs, the one thing that parents don't realize is that the coaches, 99% of them are doing it for free.
Correct. 100%.
Free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Training late until 9 o'clock at night.
Yes.
And then the parents don't even respect that.
Yeah.
That is what I can't bear.
Yeah. I think
it's a difficult job for you guys.
Yeah.
Because parents expect that they pay the fee.
Yes.
don't know what it is,
Yeah.
and your fee 3,000, 4,000 divided by 10,
Yeah.
it's zero.
Take away the kit.
Take away the kit.
Take away the referee's fees.
Yeah, yeah.
Take away medical,
Yeah.
ambulance that you need in
Yeah,
every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yet they pay for a golf lesson $300
Yeah.
a time.
That's true.
A swimming lesson, maybe 300
Yeah.
rand a time.
Correct.
And they paid it with a smile
Yes.
every single time.
Yeah.
If you ask for 3,000 or 4,000 rand for the year, they're like, oh, that's a lot of money.
Because
There's
they're looking at the bulk up front.
Yes.
But when you break it down, you divide and you say the maintenance of this. I mean, we spend over 100,000 rand on our fields every year to make sure that when the people come back in January, they're coming back to quality facility and things like that. Our hoses break, the toilets break, the floodlights go, with whatever. There's, I mean,
Ground
the grass
staff.
has got to be cut. We got two guys that have been there, Michael and Benson, with us for over 20 years. Unbelievable characters, great people, Randburg through and through. They've been there a long time. They have to be paid.
And properly as well.
Exactly, 100%.
A decent salary.
Exactly, and they work their backsides off on those fields, the two of them.
Yeah.
And they cut the grass,
Yeah.
and we weed, and we do whatever else, painting, and it's the list is endless. I mean,
Yeah.
as a club, we spend close to 500,000 rand on maintenance a year, so we need that, and
Yeah.
because the minute we start letting our facility go, then you're letting everything else go.
Yeah. And so we're talking about funds. Parents also expect qualified coaches. They will also expect good coaches. Oh, I need a good coach.
Sure.
Well, a good coach needs to go and get qualified, which costs him money.
Yes.
And he's doing it for free.
Yeah, I think you know, when we want to pinpoint, I'm talking about Randburg. If we want to pinpoint the amount of parents if we want to call it negativeness, it's a handful. It's really a handful in our case. 99% of the parents are supportive, outstanding. I mean, just the other day, a parent asked me for my car keys. A gentleman by the name of Tommy from Nigeria.
Took a car away and brought you a new car.
I wish. No, Nigerian parent. And fantastic human being. And he took my car keys. And I said, oh, no problem, here it is. And he went to my car, came back, left him, went inside, had a coffee or whatever he was drinking. And I went to my car to get something out. And he had left, I don't drink, but he left a bottle of Jameson in my car just to say thank you. And to given it to our secretary and my right-hand man, Brian. He had given them something to drink as well, just to say thank you for the job that we are doing at the club for his kid. Now, more parents are like that from our side. There's more positive parents, more parents that are excited about being there. And it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if we were running like Manchester City or Real Madrid. You must understand it's the common nature of a parent or a person, should I say, not a parent, but a person that will find something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get people
No,
that will
it's
look
the
for
nature.
something wrong.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's the nature of the
Yeah,
beast.
yeah.
So I'm okay because the good far outweighs any negative that might come. And we've had our challenges. We, like any club, we have our challenges every year. We deal with this issue, and we have to deal with every issue because I have to understand that if there's somebody upset about an under 7 team or an under 7 B side or 8 B side or whatever, I have to put myself in their shoes and say, I don't think right now, in my opinion, it might not be important, but it's important to them. So I have to give them the time. And I've got to listen because they might have a genuine problem that I haven't heard of, and I have to try and solve it for them along with the club. So I have to be open at all times to understand what their problems are, to accept the fact. You know, I got told the other day, the nice part about the job I'm doing with my team is that I'm accessible. And I want that always to be the case. My door's always open.
That's good leadership.
Yeah, my door must always be open.
Yeah.
You know,
That's half of the job.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
actual fact, that's 90% of the
Yeah,
job.
100%.
If you get that right,
Yeah.
you're taking the pressure away from everyone else.
Exactly. And I always tell coaches, if there's an issue that you think you can't solve, please send it to the office.
Yeah.
We'll work it out. There's no problem that can't be solved at our
Yeah.
football club.
Yeah.
Never ever.
Yeah.
We will always fix it. Unless there's something that's really, really upset and something's gone drastically wrong, which is never going to happen in my opinion. But it is what it is.
Kevin, let's talk about some of the challenges that you guys have. Now, I
Yes.
know, for example, goalkeeping in this environment,
Yes.
in the junior environment,
Yes.
it's scarce. Why do you think it exists? And you're probably one of the clubs that's looking for goalkeepers constantly.
Always.
Why does this happen?
I think at the end of the day, a lot of kids when they're young, They want to be strikers. They want to be the Cristiano Ronaldo's, Lionel Messi's, and they're watching. So there's a lot more televised games now, and they'll sit with dad or whatever on a weekend and they'll watch and they'll sit, because we know in football strikers get sold for a lot more money than defenders, and that's just the nature of the game. And I think one of the issues is that a lot of kids get brought up, even from under 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s all the way through, and they want to play out. Because there are times where a kid will be in goals and it becomes boring for him because maybe his side's playing really well and the other side's not getting out of their half or whatever it is. It doesn't. But I think that's one thing. I think there are contributing factors that kids have got this idea, should I say, that that they're going to be the next best striker. And that's good to dream. We need to dream. The kids must dream. It's important. I just think along the way that goalkeepers, as you know, is a specialised position, and it's rare. It's getting rare and rarer, so to speak.
Can I give you my opinion why?
Yes, please. I'd love to know.
There's no role models.
That's also true.
In our days, we had role models.
Yes, yeah, that's also true. Very true.
That's why they want to become the striker, because there's a role model.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
everyone's become a Cristiano Ronaldo now. But the money comes with it, but it's the role model.
Yes,
it's
they look up.
They look up.
Yeah, these are icons.
Yes.
Yeah. It's true.
So the outfield players, I don't see role models as goalkeepers. In our days, they were fancily dressed.
But why do you think that is? There's no role models.
Because the media emphasizes, and the media is to blame.
Of course, yes.
Okay, because most of it, they're most informed.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper, the glamour is taken away from him. Correct. The game is evolved where there's no more glamour. He's playing with his feet. He's diving less. His dressing is simple.
Not involved in the action
as much as
used to be.
Yeah. We don't talk about goalkeepers. We don't use them as role models.
Yeah.
We don't raise his profile. We are raising everyone else's profile.
Sure.
But the goalkeeper's forgotten.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a role model, wow, who are the kids going to follow? Who the kids want to be next? And in South Africa, we have that big challenge.
Yes.
What goalkeeper's a role model?
Yes.
After Baloy, I think he was the last one.
Yeah. Top keeper, obviously. Yeah.
Who came after him? So that is a challenge.
It's a big challenge, and you've hit the nail on the head. That's actually a valid point. There aren't as many role models, I think, anywhere in the world for that matter.
No, the world
as there are strikers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the same can be said. Well, you know, you've got a player playing out. He wants to be a striker. All of a sudden, he's shoved at left back or left side of midfield or right back or whatever it might be, and eventually he adapts because he might see that the current striker at a 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever age it is really scoring goals and playing well, and he wants to play. He still wants to be involved, but he wants to be part of that team. So he'll adjust to other player in the midfield because he can, or they won't. Hopefully, coaches won't put him in at right back because just to make up the numbers. You want him to be at least active and develop in some way.
But I agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Modern football is going the direction where the more positions you play, the better it is for you.
Correct.
Number one,
yes.
Especially while you're developing.
Yeah.
Number two, you need to be the footballer first before you have a position.
Correct.
Number three, there's no point playing a youngster centre back all the time because he might grow to the age of 16 and not grow tall. He might not be at the height.
Yes.
Nowadays, you're looking at centre backs, they need to be 189 and 190.
6'3", 6'4", 6'5".
Okay, Yaz's kid's 175.
Yeah.
He's got no chance.
Yeah.
So the more positions you play, the better it is because you get a better understanding of the game.
Correct.
You learn more.
I think it's important for coaches to do that.
It's
everything. Paramount.
It's paramount.
Yeah.
In actual fact, the club should have a philosophy.
Exactly.
Where this is what we do here. This is our philosophy, and within that philosophy, the coaches need to adapt.
Yeah.
Because your job, let's be honest, in your job, it's winning. Of course, you want to win. No one plays to lose.
Sure,
Kevin. But it's more important to develop.
Correct. So we've got that philosophy. We don't go out when the start of each game. We're going to win the game.
Of course.
But if we don't win the game, but we've played really well and we've lost to an own goal or something, we're excited. We're still happy. You know, at the end of the day, I think too much emphasis, particularly in the 13, 15, 17, 9 GDL, is too much emphasis placed on winning.
Yeah.
And my humble belief is that up to the age of 13 and 14, that should be non-competitive. I mean, compete, go and play your 11 aside, obviously, and keep your own scores between your games there. But I don't believe that it should be. I mean, you should have rolling subs. Let players play. Get 13-year-olds playing under 14. If you win the game 5-0 or you lose 5-0, it doesn't matter. You know what you got to do next time, and you got to try and improve or understand. Listen, we were much better than them, but we still got to work on X, Y, and Z.
Well, it's not even a humble belief, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are facts.
Yeah.
It's proven statistically worldwide that
Yeah.
kids give up football at the age of 12
Wow.
because they don't enjoy it,
Yes.
because there's too much pressure.
Yeah.
And what
Win at all costs.
It's win at all costs. And
Yeah.
the parents are to blame.
Of course.
Parents are to blame
Yeah.
because if my kid's not winning, they want to take him to another club that's winning.
But I think clubs are also to blame.
Yeah, but I think it's the parents are to blame, and then the clubs play their role.
I agree with you, but I think at the end of the day, I don't think you're ever going to get rid of that, Zeca, where no parent, like any kid, wants their kid to go onto the field and they want to end up getting beaten 1-0, 5-0, whatever it is, on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, whatever it might be. But I think if the parents understand the philosophy of the
Yes,
club,
yes.
and they understand that up front, it will be easier for them to accept losses rather than fighting.
Exactly.
Or moaning about it, should I say.
Yeah.
They will know, hey, listen, we lost 1-0, we lost 2-1, we lost 3-0, whatever it was. That's how it is. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But we saw major improvements on you. We've got analysis that we do with the kids.
That's more important.
Correct.
Because let's be honest, when you go to school at grade 1 or grade 2,
Yes.
no parent expects you to be the doctor.
No.
They expect you to learn and get the process in your life of 12 years of schooling to become the doctor or
And
whatever.
they
you
don't
wanna
threaten
do.
to take you out to school.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they know there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
And when the marks aren't up to scratch, well, you have to study a bit more.
Correct.
Same thing with football.
You got to work harder.
You got to work harder.
Correct.
It's a process. No one's born with talent. Some kids have talent, natural talent. You can see them. Wow, this is natural.
Yeah.
You can't coach this.
Yeah.
And then other kids evolve and develop differently at different stages of their lives.
Well, I think that's a very important point that maybe a lot of people don't realize. I think obviously, if you're in sports, you should realize that kids develop at different levels. You'll have a boy who's in the, funny enough, you spoke to me about where it all started. There was a boy that was playing in the under 8D side at the time. His name was, I'll never forget, Craig Snowden. His father, Billy, was playing in the first side at Randburg in those days, the amateur first side. That he went from under 8D in terms of hard work and development, and he became a Southern Transvaal under 12 player. 4 years down the line, he developed, he grew, and it was such a nice story for him.
You know, we a lot of people idolize Ronaldo, but they actually don't idolize in the right way. And I'm going to share the story with you. So Ronaldo, when he was at the Sporting Academy, Ronaldo was about the 6th player in line, if not worse, as the most talented player. Ronaldo never had talent as a youngster. There was Quaresma, there was a guy by the name of Puyi, which was like the hot player. There was a guy who actually he went to Ajax eventually. Dani, also he played for Man United. That whole group of players were much more talented than Ronaldo. Nani,
Yeah.
okay, much by
Yeah,
far, by far. Ronaldo wasn't even in the picture. Everyone said these are the kids. This is the next crop of kids, and Ronaldo was just there, by the
Jeez.
way. And Ronaldo realized that he never had the talent, and he started working harder. And this is the lesson for the kids. He started working harder. Started working harder than the other guys. The other guys had the natural talent. They had the flair, but they didn't have the work rate. That Ronaldo realized that this is what he needs to do. He needs to work harder. He needs to train better. And he changed his mentality as a youngster. By the age of 16, he changed his mentality. And this is where he started making the growth. And if you watch Ronaldo today, let's be honest, Kevin, he's not a natural footballer. Ronaldo's not a natural footballer. There's players out there that are natural football.
Yeah.
We're talking footballers.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like you spoke earlier on about the Naisnutselengas, the teenage
Yeah.
They were natural footballers.
Yeah.
Then we spoke about the Rangers. They were the hard workers.
Yes.
But who won the games?
Yeah.
Who made it difficult?
Yeah,
It was this group of players.
Yeah.
They just worked hard. And this is what we need to instill in the kids. And the parents need to realize that, you know what, he doesn't have the talent, but with hard work, he will get there. And with getting there, it's a process.
I think as well, what we find as well, I think it's across the board, and lots of coaches have mentioned this, is that, things have changed. Times are different. And I think there's no book on parenting. There's absolutely no book on parenting. But I think at the end of the day, we've also got to understand that within reason, we also can't be wrapping our kids in cotton wool every morning.
No, we can't.
We've got to understand that there's challenges in life and that they have to start learning to overcome certain hurdles now. Because every time you put them back into the cotton wool after they've faced a hurdle, you do, in my opinion, is detrimental to the kids' growth.
It's no longer your opinion, it's facts.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. The world's best players, check it out, the world's best players come from difficult environments.
Yeah.
They're not brought up in a cotton wool environment.
Yeah.
Far from the truth. Footballers are brought up in slums, difficult social life activities,
Yeah.
and that resilience that they learned at the early age,
And
they've built, is what's taken them right through. And there's many examples. South Americans got the best examples, by the way.
Yes, big time. Yeah.
Okay? And South America's got they're similar to South Africa.
Yeah.
They have the same social issues.
Yes.
Literally, Brazil, Argentina, the guys live in slums.
The
man.
favelas. Yeah.
Okay. Who was that player that played for Manchester City with a scar? Yeah.
Oh man.
He said he used to fight his way. He used to have
Yes.
3 fights to get on his way to training.
I'm trying to think of it. I remember oh man, I'm trying to think of his
Tevez.
Carlos Tevez.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
He says he used to have 3 fights on his way to
Yeah.
training. Our kids here get put in which is fine. We're not
No.
disrespecting that.
No.
But you're right. Losing is part of learning.
Yeah.
And what can we learn
But
from
I think it's important to. It's not a. I don't even think it's a case of nobody's disrespecting anything. I think at the end of the day, it's a fact of life that when you see a kid that's getting protected on every hurdle, and I'm not saying where he's under pressure, there's life-threatening things. Obviously, we're not even talking along those things. We're talking about small hurdles where he might have been left on the bench or something, and he needs to learn. Hey, listen, I didn't come to training, so I'm on the bench. So and there can't be complaints about that.
No,
because the other kids that have been at training deserve the right, have earned the right to play. I'm just saying
that's the fairness
That's
side.
the fairness. So I'm just saying those are the little hurdles that I'm saying. I'm talking about, you know.
But Kevin, you're spot on. Because the parents expect him to play because they're paying a fee.
But they expect him to play because, like, he scored a hat-trick last week.
Yeah.
But he sat at home having a cup of soup on Monday and Wednesday instead of training.
That's not sending the right message.
Exactly. That's my point.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what parents need to learn.
Yeah.
And this is what clubs like you
Yeah.
need to instill.
Yes.
And there's got to be zero tolerance for that, because these are the values we want to teach the kids.
Correct.
That, guys, it's a team sport.
Remember one thing with Randburg as well, I'm hoping all the clubs, but I speak for Randburg here, is that we know that with 500 odd kids, or 500 players at our club, we understand that not 500 players are going to be professional footballers. So we have to make them better citizens. First and foremost, they've got to contribute to society in a positive way. And that means that people at Randburg might hate me for saying this, but education first. They've got to be educated. The kids have got to, because it's the only way we're going to get out of any form of poverty in this country, and anywhere in the world for that matter. We've got to be educated, and football will come second from that regard, because that kid might be studying, he might be enjoying his football, but he'll end up playing amateur football for the rest of his life, but having a great time. But he'll become a doctor or an engineer or whatever it is, and that's growth. That's growth in life.
Can I tell you something? It's proven now, even professional football. That's why the clubs don't just take kids at the age of 16.
Yeah.
It's education.
Yes.
They align it. In Portugal, and I know overseas.
Definitely in Europe.
Yeah. They align. You got to finish your schooling.
Yeah.
Done. For various reasons. Number one, uneducated kids have no discipline. Uneducated kids don't know how to retain information. How can you talk to a kid who's got no education? How can you give him an instruction? How can you follow instruction?
That's true.
So the clubs don't want that.
Yeah.
There's a responsibility now.
Big responsibility.
So, and I was talking to, I did a stint at Braga for three weeks, internship. My mate was the head coach at Jardine. And I was spending a bit of time with the juniors and a little bit of time with the seniors, because when I go on these things, I like to spend time with different departments. I like to get a different view.
Beautiful.
And I spent time with the juniors, and funny enough, they had a psychologist there, and the psychologist used to come to training. So I asked her, I said, what's the purpose of you coming to training? She says, I'm going to make sure that if he doesn't do well at school, he doesn't train. They've got a line.
100%.
And I've got to come and see what his training is like, if he's under pressure, because if he's suffering in school and he's not doing well here, we've got to balance both.
Correct. All our parents, most of our parents, especially in the GDL, know that if a kid is struggling, schoolwork, they need to come and tell us, and that kid has a week off, whatever. He doesn't play the weekend, but he's a week off, and it's almost a good form of discipline because he's going to miss his football. But he knows he's got to put in the hours to go and study to get better marks so he can come back to football urgently.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation
absolutely.
with the family.
And that's why you guys get the big money. The chairmen of the club.
There's somebody else in this interview that you're talking about big money here. So,
because it's your responsibility to ensure that the coaches fulfill that.
Yeah.
Because there's a bigger picture.
Correct.
There's the human being
100%.
factor.
And another factor that clubs have to take into account as well is that it's imperative that you know your coaches that you employ.
Yes.
Because you're dealing with children.
Yes.
And you've got to make sure that the coaches are on board. There's nobody abusing children in the verbally, victimizing kids, whatever, because they're not coming to training, whatever, because that can happen anywhere in the world. So it's important that you get those coaches in. They understand the rules and regulations, the philosophy, the culture, and they buy in. And I must say, without bragging or being too big for our boots, we've got an unbelievable family of coaches at Randburg Football Club.
No, it was great to see.
They are great. They're really fantastic human beings.
It's easy to see. When I walked in, I saw that.
Yeah.
It was clear.
Yeah.
Tell me, how difficult are the battles that you have with kids that are stressed because of school and come to football and not enjoying it, and it takes its toll on them emotionally or psychologically?
I think what we have to understand, I think it goes a little bit deeper there, and I explained to the coaches. I said, remember that we start at 5 with the younger age groups, and then obviously other groups at 6:15, the sort of like teenage at 6:15. I said, remember one thing, you might have a kid that lives in the township that has to get up at 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock. He may have food, he may not. Okay, he's got to get up and go to school. Does he get a taxi to school? Does he walk? So he gets to school at 8 o'clock. He's got ready, he's dressed and everything, goes to school. Then he's at school from 8 until 2:30, 3 o'clock, whatever it is. Okay, in between there and then, you're not sure if his parents are working and they are able to fetch him, or if he's got a taxi to go home or transport to go home, whatever it might be. And then he's there for 4 o'clock, and then he's got to leave immediately to get to training by 5, because if he's staying in Soweto or whatever the case is, it might take him 30 minutes, 35, depending on traffic, to get through to Randburg. And then he's been up since 6 in the morning, and then at 6 o'clock, hypothetical, if that's the time, it's 12 hours, we then expect him to perform at optimum levels.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's gone through in the day. We don't know if he's eaten. We don't know this and that. So we try as best as we can to get a handle on who's eating, who's okay, whatever. And we hope that parents level with us. And I must say, I'm going again, 99% of our parents are top draw. And they will level with us, and they'll say, listen, my son's okay, but we had 2 or 3 boys in our under 13 GDL side that we know that were coming from really poor backgrounds. Parents collectively made sandwiches, they fed the kids before after the game on a Saturday morning. So that's the sort of teamwork and togetherness that we have. And when we call it a Randburg family, people use the word loosely. I mean it sincerely. We're a family. We get on so well. There's so much respect for one another's cultures, for one another as people, from men to women, women to men, to children, to committee members, to ground staff, to whoever. We've got a really, really good setup there.
Yeah. But Kevin, I'm not surprised. After what I saw, I'm not surprised. So, challenges.
Yes.
Goalkeeping is one.
Yeah.
So we can actually look in the camera and say, guys, if you want to be a goalkeeper, represent South Africa in the future, this is the club to join. Am I right?
That would be nice. If we
It'd
can,
be great.
we'll always, and we've got one of the goalkeepers, that's the national goalkeeper coach at the under 15s, it's Shoaib Walters.
Oh, Shoaib's there.
Shoaib's there. Okay. Shoaib has just since, in the last month, joined Sundowns as the academy goalkeeper coach, which is brilliant for us because it means he's grown with us and he's gone on to a bigger club. to progress, hopefully, to bigger things for him. So we're really excited about that. His academy still stands at Randburg, though. So he still comes back, does his training. He's got other goalkeepers in. So it's all part and parcel of what's happening.
So let me tell you about Shoaib.
Yeah.
When I started my academy with my son, which we've now left.
Yes.
No, that's fine. This thing's we've left, and we were looking around for people, and my son said to me, "Dad, what about Shoaib Walters?" So I looked at my son and said, "Where do you get the name like Shoaib Walters? Why does it come in your head?" He said, "No, because you follow Shoaib and you remember Shoaib from the football days." Now I played against Shoaib. We played against Maritzburg a few times, and I said, "I think it's a great idea."
Yeah.
Shoaib brings passion.
Yes.
And he's very passionate about
He's an exceptional goalkeeping coach as well. Very good.
He's very demanding.
Yes. He's very demanding.
Very demanding.
No, yes.
Sometimes I have to go Shoaib a little bit, but I understand where he
Yeah.
comes from. Because if you want to be the best, you've got to train. And goalkeepers, it's
You
a
gotta work
different
like
type of
you've got to
training.
work like a demon.
Listen, goalkeepers
put
is
your body
different.
on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers is a different type of training.
You're not wrong.
So, and he joined us, and then the one day he said, "Listen, I have a chance to go and work at Randburg." And I'm like, "Shoaib, go. It's a perfect club for you."
Yeah.
Because we were contemplating opening an academy with us,
Yes.
with him.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was out of touch.
Yeah.
We were out in the sticks.
He's in London as well.
He's in London.
Yeah.
I said, Randburg is perfect. They've got the numbers for you,
Yeah,
Shoaib.
yeah.
This is where you need to
Yeah, yeah.
spend. And I'm so happy to hear now about the Sundown
Yes.
scenario. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah.
great character.
Yes.
Because goalkeeper's got to be
Yeah, yeah.
great character. He's crazy.
You've been. I was just about to say.
Yeah,
you
no,
said the
he's
word.
crazy.
You've been
He's crazy.
can't saying great character for goalkeepers.
No, he's crazy.
You got to be crazy.
You gotta be
You got to
crazy.
be crazy to be a goalkeeper.
This is it.
In a good way.
In a good, yeah. That's why I was going earlier on about goalkeepers, role
Yeah.
models.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I got to know Shoaib, and I'm like, Shoaib, no, you couldn't play any other position. You had to play.
No,
the
goalkeeper.
goals.
Yeah. Look, he fancies him. He plays a bit of football for the Randburg Vets.
No, I
he
heard
plays
that.
out for his.
I
You
heard
know,
that, I heard,
you know,
yeah.
he lets you know when he scored a goal, but he won't tell you if he's missed a penalty or
He
something.
told me once he's playing for Randburg Vets. I'm like, are you still in the goals? He said, no, I don't play in the goals.
No.
I play
He's
outside.
made it quite clear to the Vets manager. I want to play out, please.
Like, Shoaib, you're a goalkeeper. But that's goalkeeper. That's what I
That's,
say.
yeah.
They got to be
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's an extrovert.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy that I would say is a role model
Sure.
because goalkeepers need to be like him.
Correct. Well, the nice part about what he's done as well is there's another kid now. We've 10 days ago, three of our players went to Supersport DDC. So 117, Portuguese boy, Cristiano, Indu from the under 19s, 8 years old, and Colby the goalkeeper. Sinclair, they've gone through to, they've signed for Supersport DDC. So that follows on to Oweto Kumalo, who was with Randburg for many years. He was at Swallows. He's just signed for Sekakuni. He's also 20 years of age, top player, great talent. So that's that. We've got two young boys at Pirates DDC, and then we've got the other boy, which is our pride and joy, like the rest of them, but M.A. Ocon, who was he was with us for 5 years. He signed for Supersport, got him a contract. DDC, where he was there for half a season at DDC, eventually became Gavin's number one centre-half at Supersport, and we've been told that there's a possibility that he may be moving on to Europe this year. So we're really excited.
Kevin, talking about excitement, it's run out. Excitement is run out. It's
So quick.
It goes. Time flies in the studio.
How long is it gone, if you don't mind me asking?
It's an hour.
No ways.
It's an hour.
No, John. No, seriously.
So it's an hour.
Oh,
We started
Jesus,
at-
it's
we
been
started
wonderful.
at 10.
It's been
an
wonderful.
hour.
Thank
Listen,
you.
it's been great having you here.
No, fantastic, Zeca.
I've
Thank
really
you for
enjoyed
having.
it.
No, me too. I've had a great time. Good laugh.
As I said to you,
Yeah.
this is like you and I sitting in the pub and just talking football, and
Yes.
that's exactly what happened.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
And when you have people that understands the game,
Yeah.
has a passion for the game, which you
Yeah.
do,
Thank you.
and once again, Randburg is the benchmark, and I say this, it's live, by the way.
Thank you very much.
So it's going out worldwide as well.
We're blessed. Thank you.
You guys are definitely, and the fact is, your players are moving on.
Yes, that's the most important
That's
thing
how
for
you
us.
measure.
We need to move them on.
Yeah.
You know, we're a small step in their
Yeah.
life journey.
And I follow you guys on my Facebook, and I always read, this is happening, that is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck is in this Randburg water that the kids are drinking, that they're all getting better and better?
Yeah.
But it's not the water, it's the coaching.
Yeah, thank you.
The coaching and your
The
leadership.
environment.
And the environment.
Yeah.
So,
People want to be there.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
yeah. So
We're grateful.
I'm grateful for you being
Thank
here
you.
today. It's
Thank
been a
you, Zeca.
privilege.
No, thank you. My privilege and
So-
honor for me to be here. Thank you.
But yeah, Listen,
Time's gone.
we could be here for another hour.
I'd love to be here for another few hours as long as we can get some lunch and I'm okay. Zeca, thank you very much.
We
I
can organise
appreciate
that.
Thank you for having me.
No.
We appreciate it on behalf of Randburg. Got all the best for the future talk shows and everything. We're very happy to have been here. Thank you.
As they say in the classics, su casa es mi casa. So whenever you need us to promote your whatever you guys are doing,
Yes.
let us know.
I will get all of
You
you.
got
I appreciate
carte
it.
blanche.
Thank you so much.
Done.
Appreciate it, Zeca.
Right,
Thank
we've
you so
come
much,
to-
brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
Okay.
hold on, Kevin.
Oh, sorry.
Just switching off.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. Jeez, I thought we were done.
No, no, no.